Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. You are watching Positive People Commission. I am your host Rana Muhammad Kashif. In today's series, as I have told in my previous video, that we are going to start a series on R programming, introduction to R programming. In this series, I will be featuring around 10 to 15 episodes in which I will be covering the basics of R programming, what is R, how we can work in R, and how R is actually built up, how R works using matrices, vectors and other functions, writing functions in R programming, how it can be possible, and those will be very basic R programming tips, and from then onwards we will move on to another series which will be featuring advanced R programming. For the time being, we will be focusing on the basic R programming, so we will be starting from the scratch. So this is my first episode of the series, that is introduction to R programming. You can also visit my LinkedIn profile. You are watching already my YouTube channel. You can also follow me Facebook, and I have a website on WordPress as well. So let's dive in it. Episode number 1, R programming. So let's start with what is actually R. R is a computer programming language that is primarily used for data analysis and other data features and other data tools and other data mining techniques, and it can also be used to write different kind of software in a computer, and it can also perform many other tasks, such as it can also build shiny apps through which we can automate our tasks through using R programming. So it is a pretty flexible programming language and it is very widely used. So what about R? Is it paid or free? So R is an open source software programming language, and it is freely available under general public license. You can download it and use it because it is free of cost. So what is basically R? That R uses basically command line interface, and but there are also many GUIs available. We will go through these as we move on in the episodes coming up. So R has many libraries, so it makes it flexible because R has a very large community. So people contribute in it, and they develop different kind of packages according to different sort of real world problems. So R has almost 18,000 plus packages right now, and which enables it to be more flexible so why learn R? There are many other programming languages, so why learn R? Because R is a go-to programming language if you are learning data science, because data science requires that you must have a good background in statistics as well, along with computer science. So for statistician, it is very important that they must learn R if they want to move into the data science field. So it is pretty go-to thing if you want to pursue in data science. So it has a large community of users, and it can be integrated with other programming languages. So it is not that R works alone and it doesn't have space for other programming languages. It can be integrated with some of the very well-known programming languages. So R is used in a wide variety of ways. By the wide variety of ways, I mean that it is used in a variety of practical fields, such as industries. The different kind of data analysis we can do in R programming. We can apply different kind of functions according to our needs. It also takes us to the next level. We can apply machine learning techniques, different random forest, support vector machine, data mining techniques. We can also train our models in R programming. So it has from basic to advanced level of things we can do in R programming. So R programming is also used by Google and Facebook for their data analysis and statistical applications which they develop. So they also use R programming along with Python, but they also use some part of R as well. And R can be easily installed on any operating system if you are using Mac, Linux, Windows. So it's a basic thing. So before further going into the R, let me give you a brief history of R, that where R has came from. So R is originated from S programming language. So S programming language, you can say ancestor of R language, that has been originated from this language, which was introduced in 1980s and before. R was first time introduced in 1995, which was developed and written by Ross Haka and Ross Gentleman, who were known as the R&R of the statistics department at the University of Auckland. So those were the two brains that, because of those two persons, we are using a programming language that millions of using right now. So these two were the persons who initiated it, and it can run on any operating system. You won't believe that it can also run on PlayStation as well. If you are a gaming geek and you are a gaming guy, you can also use it on PlayStation if you want to. And now let's move on to a bit of practical things. I will also give some demonstration that how you can install and run R. So it can be easily downloaded. It's open source. I have given a link right here. If you click it, and you can click on download R for Windows if you have Windows operating system, Mac and Linux. So I will choose download R for Windows and install R for the first time, and download R for Windows. So it will start downloading, and then you will have to install it. I have already installed it in my system. So there are two ways to work with R. The one is R console, and the second one is RIDE. Many RIDEs are available, so we will discuss it as we move on in the episode number 1 of this series. What is R console? So let me show you what R looks like. So it looks like this. You have a R console right here, and in the top of this R console, some predefined details have been given here. R version 4.1.0, it is a free software and is a collaborative project, and kind of things you can expect that some programming console or some programming language have pre-written it right here. And don't worry about this warning, we will tackle it at some point later in the series. And there are a number of options available. File, you can create a new script as a code editor. You can write your code here in the editor box. There are also multiple options which we will explore as we move on. And what's R console looks like. And the greater than sign here is an R prompt, which enables us or which is the sign that we must start writing our code, that we write our code from here. So it is an indication of an R line. And what is IDE? We have seen the R console in the previous slide. Now what is RIDE? First we need to understand what is IDE. It is an integrated development environment in which you have access to all features, almost all features, in a single space, in a single window. And there are many sub windows in which you can look at the data, the graphs, the packages, libraries loaded, already installed libraries you can see in a single environment. So you see in console there is no such thing, there is only one window. But in IDE we have multiple windows in a single interface. In the IDE, to have a very interactive way of using a programming language, that we don't get bored. We can also have a look at the data at the same time as we are writing our code in the code editor. We can also run it our R console, so we can assess and see that what's going on actually. So IDE provides many facilities such as handling multiple projects and recalling libraries. You can add many number of your code editors files in a single space. So it gives you a flexibility of using R in a more interactive way. So the one IDE that is the go-to IDE for R is RStudio. There are also many other IDEs, but I prefer it that you use RStudio, which is more widely used. So what is RStudio? RStudio is an IDE, as I've told. You see there are 4 windows. In this window we have code editor where we write our code, and in R console where code is executed. In this we have our environment where we have our variables have been listed, and the other data sets that we have loaded in our R workspace have been here. And in this final window on the right bottom, where we have details of many things, if we plot something, it will show right here if loaded packages, if we want help from the R. And you see it is a very nice and easy way to use R in RStudio. It is the perfect IDE for that. So where we can get RStudio from, if you hit this link, I will give it also in the video description. And you can download RStudio for desktop from here. It is the free version RStudio desktop. You can download it from here. I've already downloaded it. You can also download it for Windows. It will start downloading here. I've already downloaded it, and let me give you an orientation that how it looks like. As I've already given you a screenshot of this, it will look like this. You can add your code. You can in the code editor, which is R script, you can write your code and run it. It will run it in the console, and the variables will be added in this environment. And if there are any libraries or packages loaded, it will be listed in this tab. And plots, if plotted, also files which are in the working directory have been listed here. So you see, it is pretty simple and easier than this R console to work with R programming. And what RStudio does, that it enhances the code and arranges it in a better and appealing manner. So what RStudio gives us, that it gives us the leverage that we can work easily and interactively. So that's the main advantage of using RStudio. So that is now for the episode 1. And for episode 2, what is coming up, that in my next video we will be discussing about that we will start working with R. We have installed R, we know what is IDE, best IDE available, so we will get to actual work in our episode number 2, that we will learn what is R space, workspace and RStudio, how we can use R, how we will use what is R syntax, and how we will write commands with how we can write commands, and how can write commands with our R code. So I hope so that you have learned something from episode number 1, and wait for the next video where I will be focusing on these points in the episode number 2 of R series. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Allah Hafiz.